That should be good. Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Paper Mario. Last time, we recruited our final party member in the form of Spike, as well as destroying the Puff Puff machine and brought sunlight back to the flower fields. However, there is one more thing we have to do. We still have to take out the very thing that created this Puff Puff machine in the first place. Despite the fact that the yellow Magic Koopa from earlier was just like, actually, I'm the one that did it. So we're going to be planning everything we have here, the fertile soil, the magical bean, and the miracle water. Plan them in that order, because I'm pretty sure you'll be denied if you do. Like, if you try to plant the bean first, it'll say you need soil first or whatever. So do it in that order. Soil, bean, and then water. And thankfully, there's not much to this area because all we have left is the boss fight. I'm here there's an item or two up there, and I'll be going over those shortly. Best of luck, son. And why, thank you very much, Chitty, that doesn't do anything. How disappointing. Oh, now you're just fooling yourself. Nobody cares. I'll be getting rid of the cloud soon anyway, like, put a lid on it. Or would shutting your door be more appropriate, because your door is kind of your mouth. Whatever. I'm thinking too deep into that. That sound effect's really annoying. But now that we finally managed to get up here, let's jump on this little cloud, which is actually a platform, and ride it up all the way up here. And we got the super jump charge. We got the badge for the regular jump charge a little while ago, and this is just a better version of it. It just requires a bit more FP. I do ultimately decide to equip it, as well as like power bounce for this boss. However, that ultimately, I don't know what I was thinking when it came to this boss, because like a dope, I switched out the quick change badge, so I'm going to struggle with this fight more than I really had any business doing. What possessed you to do that? You completely ruined my plan to cover flower fields and clouds. I was going to turn this sunlight-blasted place into a cloud-covered paradise. But I can't expect a man of your intellect to understand. Is that you, Spike? You've betrayed me too? I love how Mario's freaking out the entire time, like Spike's right there, just like, yep, yeah, I did it. Your point? And Mario's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, but anyway, we got the boss fight of this guy, and out of all the bosses we fought up to this point, this guy has a lot going on. So let's dissect this big guy little by little. For starters, his stats: Huff and Puff. He has an HP of 60, an attack of 5, and a defense of 0. Now, here's the main gimmick with this guy. Whenever you deal damage to him, he will release a bunch of smaller variants called the Tough Puffs. They have an HP of 1, an attack of 2, and a defense of 0. And their means of attack, the little guy's means of attack, is clinging on the Mario and just constantly dealing damage. See, like there, I attacked him and he released a bunch of them. The biggest problem with this boss fight is the fact that if you leave those guys alone for too long, he will easily just recover all the health he regained, all the damage he took. Because he's able to suck in the, all the toughened puffs, or tough puffs, but whatever, poofs, the little poofs, well, I will officially call him that now because I'm struggling to say this stinking word, or the name. But anyway, like I said, whenever you attack him, he'll release a whole bunch of smaller poofs. That sounds so silly. But anyway, Spidey Surge, that's what it was. The my main strategy, and I did it for this test playthrough, and I got through it pretty easy. I just struggled a bit with this one because of my stupid badge decision making. So basically, what you want to do is you want to go, you want to attack Huff and Puff with whatever it is you want to do. Power jump, like charge up your power and do the power bounce, whatever. And then you're going to use Spike to use a Spiny Surge, and it'll attack all the enemies. He'll still release some some poofs. So in the event that he ends up healing, sucking them in, he'll still gain some HP, but it won't be as nearly as much as he initially can. And there's actually more to this fight than you would think, like a lot more. Now, I do not think that paralyzing him would work, and even if you did, he would still be releasing all those little guys. And just a heads up, the more of those guys that are available, the longer it takes for you to break free of them. Because whenever they attack you, like this gauge pops up, and you have to mash the 8 button to fill it up. Otherwise, they'll just keep dealing damage to you, like here. And once you get to a certain point in the boss fight, he's going to charge up a super powerful electric attack. And I'm going to take this full force because I wasn't thinking when I switched my quick change badge off. I'm such a pinhead for that. So, unlike what I did, what you should do is make sure you have the quick change badge on. Switch to Bow when he's getting that attack ready. And just completely avoid it with out of sight. I would also recommend using either Chill Out, or if you really want to, you could use you could use Watt's ability to power yourself up. At the risk of him healing all the damage he might take that turn, because basically you would use Watt to power up Mario, and then like a turn would be taken up, and if he heals, that you're kind of wasting time essentially. Now here's this attack. He's gonna blow a large gust of wind at you, and you're gonna mash that A button. The least amount of damage you could take is 2, but you really gotta try that. I managed to pull it off. I made it look easy, but it's a lot harder than I give it credit for. Also, a nice attention to detail. The more you progress in the fight, the smaller Huff and Puff gets. Like, you could try Lullaby. I don't think it's very effective on this thing. Again, like I said, I don't think paralysis works, because he sort of paralyzes himself. Now, I would argue I am in deep trouble here, but we're actually about to end this boss fight real soon. He has a lot of HP, yes, but considering how far we've gotten into this adventure, you should be dealing plenty amounts of damage to him. So it shouldn't take you too long. It will take you about as long as it will with other battles, assuming you're not me. Also, I assume since he's smaller, he does less damage. And this is the first time you're going to see me use Smooch. I think I've used it before, but this is the first time you're seeing me actually use it. I think. I don't remember. Like, it's like bomb beds would probably work. Yeah, that's all I really got to say about this. Like, again, there's a lot going on with this boss fight, and considering how often he likes to do that, you could be in this fight for a very long time, especially if you're not ready. Not to mention, you want to make sure your flower points are up to stuff. if you've been prioritizing FP unlike me, you should have a much more comfortable time than I will. Because I had to rely on a couple items here and there. I even actually went back to the chef and combined the super mushroom and the maple syrup so I could get the maple super. It's like it's great, heals you 10 HP and FP, and it relieves some item space. Okay, now for this attack. Now I completely avoid this, but basically he does an earthquake attack. I don't know if it's supposed to actually do anything now. I'd like to assume it does. Oh, and just like that, he is done. And look at this. Look at that. I leveled up again. Like, that is insane. First there was the Amazing Daisy, and then the curse just giving me that. Like, the curse has never been as helpful to me as, like, in the 1,000-Year Door, because there was a boss fight, I'm not going to really give it away, but you can accumulate 45 star points from it. If the curse kicks in, that is almost a level up by itself. And in that case, I managed to score 64 star points, barely enough for a level up. That was crazy. But now that we finally managed to take him down, we now have access to the last Star Spirit. I'll be going over what he does next part, obviously. I did it! So it is that Mario and Party defeated Cruel Cloud Hufflepuff and set free the 6-star spirit. The thick clouds that once cast dark shadows have gone, and Flower Fields is bathed in sunshine again. A single star spirit waits to be rescued, waits to take its place in the Star Sanctuary. Perhaps you will see the Princess Peach soon. Perhaps. Just wait and see. Kammy Koopa, who watches impatiently from Bowser's castle, is waiting too. For you to try to save them. Speaking of Princess Peach, what is she doing right now? I mean, last time we managed to get that parasol that basically allows us to become the master of disguise. That movie's terrible. Yeah, like I said, you have the parasol, you can now change into anybody you wish, or at least anybody you can see. It'd be hilarious if you could sneak up to Bowser, like, disguise yourself as him. Only problem is, I don't think Peach would be capable enough to, like, portray the personality, because sadly, as we'll find out later, like, she's not really good at portraying the character itself. She's able to look like them, but not much else. And this actually plays a role in the sequel too. Like, we'll have a similar side quest like this, in the next game. And again, she's just not good at portraying the characters, and yet she's witnessed how they interact with people. It's so weird to me. It's like, you would think it'd be easy because you've seen how these characters act around one another, but Peach just doesn't capitalize, and it's kind of annoying. Alright, but anyways, now that we disguise herself as one of the Koopa Patrols, or Koopa Soldiers, however you want to call them, we're gonna go up here, because Peach needs to get the heck out of here. Where's my relief already? My shift's been over for what now? Listen, could you go find that slacker and get him up here, please? He looks like this. Oh, it's a clubber. He's probably goofing off outside the castle. Here, take this to find him. Alright, now that we have the key, we can actually go further out of the castle. And actually go to the bottom area. Now, the question is, will Peach be able to actually use this to escape? Considering we have 2 chapters left to go with Mario's Adventure, you probably already know the answer. And I'm just cutting to us getting to the door itself, and right out here, he's snoozing. I think I've fallen asleep on the job maybe once, and I was given flack for it without a doubt. It was one of those jobs where like the routine, like daily, is the same. Like it's the same daily routine, and I became a zombie after a while, and I think at one point I actually fell asleep on the job. So word to the wise: don't fall asleep on the job. You can easily get fired. Don't. I was given some leeway. Just don't. Don't goof off either. You're on thin ice, buddy. Fascinating. Well, Princess Clubba Peach, whatever combination of name you want to use. We're gonna go up these stairs. And then out the door. Alright, cool, we made it outside. And let's just... Oh. Everything's finally ready. Even if Mario shows up with all the star spirits, we'll still be alright. It pays to expect the worst. Affirmative, you're right, Kimikuba. Uh-oh. You there! You're doing a fine job. Keep up the... Wait. You smell too nice. Uh-oh. And that was fast. Why are you little Princess Peach? Unbelievable. Not again. Or out again. Guards! Catch this little runaway and take her back to her room. And she failed. And if I'm correct, that might be the last, like, proper Princess Peach intermission. I don't really know. My name is Clavar. Thank you for saving me. Huff and Puff is gone, so the flowers and flower fields can live peacefully once more. I feel that if you hadn't come, flower fields would have never seen the light again. Now there is only one of us star spirits still trapped. Just one more, Mario. Here, please use my power as you continue your fight. And now we have access to 6 gauges of star power and timeout, or whatever it's called, I forget. And this is by far my least favorite power-up in the game. Okay, second least favorite power-up in the game. Sadly, that sort of gave away that the last Star Spirit has the worst ability. It's a shame because it's like Chapter 1 gave you a basic healing item for the early game, which did its job fine when we needed it. Lullaby was great because it put everybody to sleep. Chill Out was fantastic. No, I'm sorry, Starstorm, it's basically Shooting Star without the need of the item itself. Chill Out decreased the attack power of all the enemies, which was very useful for all those enemies that dealt a lot of damage. You probably could have used it in the Huff and Puff battle, actually. And then there was Smooch, who heals you 20 HP. It's great. And then we get to the last 2, and it's just like, what happened? And I will still be showing off the powers as I promised. It's just that I don't find Star Spirit 6 and Star Spirit 7 very useful. Granted, we don't know what Star Spirit 7 does just yet, but we will in due time. But we got a bit of time to spare now that we're finally done Flower Fields, so let's go into the post office, check out some mail. Yeah, Cooper's got some mail. Oh, he's got a fanboy. Dear Mr. Cooper, I must apologize for sending a letter out of the blue. But I had to. I saw you walking in Toad Town with Mario. Okay, so this is female. You seem so strong and brave, so dashing. If it's okay, I'd really like to have a talk to you with you. How embarrassing. I'll write to you again soon. Good luck, brave Koopa, your fan. It's, I wish we got a name. Oh yeah, Sushi got a letter from the children. Oh, Mom, that's right, yeah. I forgot she was a parent. Don't do anything dangerous. Come back as quickly as you can. I'm waiting for you. You're going to be a grand cheap. I want you to see the small fry. Oh, great. More cheaps. Dear Lackluster, where are you? You'd better be a good Lakitu and return soon. My name is Spike! Like, I can just imagine him yelling really loudly in the post office. It's like, why doesn't she ever get my name right? Also, just a quick question, where did Michael come from? I mean, I know it's funny because it's my name, but it's like, where did the Michael name come from? If that's a reference to something, I don't see it. But that's not the only thing we're actually going to be checking out. We're going to pay a visit to our old pal Luigi. Unfortunately, we can't goof around with him because he's all the way up there. We might be able to later, though. Let's check out that journal of his. Oh, it's got 2 more pages. I heard a rumor that actually have lots of fans. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I'm usually so lonely. I want to play the lead in an adventure myself. Of course, my name would have to be in the title. That'd be sweet. Okay, now the interesting thing about that quote, about that journal entry is that around the time, because as I said at the beginning of this playthrough, this was one of the last games for the 64, if not the last. I don't really remember off the top of my head. There was already development for Luigi's debut game on the GameCube, and I believe, yeah, it was a launch title for the Nintendo GameCube called Luigi's Mansion. So that's actually a hint. I don't believe any like Nintendo fans knew about the game being made at the time, but it was a way to give people some foreshadowing or just the idea that Luigi could have his own game. Cool. And then you find out like a year or 2 later, I don't remember the gap between this game, GameCube's Luigi's Mansion is. But yeah, that's a really interesting thing to think about. Anyways, now that we've done Chapter 6, next time on Paper Mario, we're going to be doing, as always, the side quests in between the chapters. So until then, I got a juice.